Listen up, wrestling fans.
No, you're right, JR. They need to get out of the fucking ring. They couldn't sneak into that now. Otherwise, it's okay.
It looks like the young lovers thinking about golden towers. I'm not sure.
Get out of the fucking ring.
Oh, who do I pick?
Get out of the fucking ring.
You ungrateful garbage!
Get out of the fucking ring.
All right, we will get out of the fucking ring, Josh Barnett, I promise. This is Strong Honor. Welcome to the show. Tommy Stryker is my name. That's Taco over there.
What up?
Joe is on assignment this week. He could not join us. Not that he chimes in that much on this show anyway, but it's nice to have him here when he is here and when he's got some questions to ask or stuff to chime in on. But no, Joe could not be here, unfortunately, this week, a bit under the weather.
He's out on location filming a movie.
I heard he had to have minor mouth surgery, but that's a different story.
His liver.
It certainly could be part of the issue. Lots to talk about this week. Of course, after last week's show, I had to do a special weekend edition of Strong Honor where I did a full preview for Strong Style Evolved because the full card did not drop by the time we recorded this on Wednesday, and then I think it came out like an hour after we stopped recording the show. So I ended up doing a special edition, which most of you listened to. So actually, I think more of you listened to the special edition show than the regular show. So thanks for checking that out. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, share this thing on social media. So spread the word about, spread the good word about this show, talking New Japan and Ring of Honor. So yeah, we got to talk Strong Style Evolved. We'll talk Ring of Honor TV this week, and then this weekend already coming up so fast, Sakura Genesis, and we do have a full card for that one. So we'll do a full preview of that. But yeah, so much awesome wrestling going on. We're creeping up on WrestleMania season right around the corner, just a couple of weeks away, and New Japan just keeps on chugging and chugging. With an Easter Sunday show this week, and then a pretty busy April coming up here for New Japan too. We've got like 2 weekends of Road to Wrestling Dontaku shows. We have a wrestling hold on. Hino Kuni? Hold on. I didn't write it down on this thing. The wrestling Hino Kuni in between the Road to Wrestling Dontakus and the actual Wrestling Dontaku, which is early May. But yeah, we got a bunch of Road to shows on a couple of Korakuen Hall weekends from New Japan, one of which where David Finlay will be challenging for the U.S. Championship. Yeah. We'll talk about that coming out of Strong Style Evolved, as well as another Lionsgate Project show coming up early in April as well. So, like I said, a busy month for New Japan coming up, but not a ton of big noteworthy stuff with the Road to shows and whatnot, and Wrestling Dontaku not coming until early May will be a bigger set of shows.
And then when you think it's going to settle down, the G1 will be here.
Well, before the G1, we got in May the not the Young Lion, but the Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
Shit.
So that's coming up in May. So that's something to look
sooner.
Big one to look forward to, the big round robin junior heavyweight tournament, which is a little bit thinned out junior heavyweight wise. Who do we got besides your regulars like a Marty Skrull? You got the champion Ospreay. You got Kushida, and then you got some Suzuki Gun guys. But the Young Bucks are out now. Yeah. Tai Chi is out now. So
we'll bring in some new faces, make it fresh.
So yeah, quite possible. Might maybe see some Ring of Honor guys in there.
Like Flip Gordon.
Flip Gordon, of course, definitely a guy to be rumored in that. So all right, but let's we gotta quit burying the lead. We gotta talk about this awesome Strong Style Evolved show. Let's kind of start off with, before we talk the main event, which is really the big story out of the show, is that main event. But the show itself, what were some of your thoughts overall of this long Sunday night show on Access TV?
I thought it was definitely a fun event. I wish I was more hyped knowing the card going into the event. You could tell it was kind of, I don't want to say just throwing together, but you could tell it was just like, hey, let's just put on a show out there, a New Japan show for them.
Sure.
With, the Bullet Club Elite story is the main focus, but Yeah, no, it was so fun from start to the finish that those guys were having a party all night long. It was fun seeing some of people's first time really seeing New Japan due to the Access TV and everything. So that was really fun to see those reactions out there.
Yeah, and that was cool too because it looked like a big time event, being that this. The G1 specials from last year, they were in a smaller building, didn't look quite as big time. This looked a lot more big time being in the bigger building.
The arena was cool.
Good lighting. Yeah, just the fact that it was in a fucking pyramid was kind of cool too.
Yep.
But yeah, the good lighting, the good production value. You got Jim Ross and Josh Barnett on commentary. Now, there's two sides, I think, to this argument in that I think the diehards, the podcast listeners, the people that follow along and know know New Japan were very critical of Josh Barnett and Jim Ross. How did you feel about those two on commentary?
Josh Barnett really wasn't an issue for me. It was just JR. Like, it seems like he took. I mean, that was come on, man. But shit happens off, when your mic is killed. So, but JR just feels like he totally took all that criticism from the last New Japan experience and just brushed it off his shoulder and didn't listen to nobody. Like, he definitely came in more informed and more aware, but it still felt like get someone that loves this shit and really is involved with it. Like, I liked Barnett actually comparing a lot of the move sets, especially like Zack Sabre Jr. to MMA and being like, oh, this, and this, where JR was like, that guy, his name's escaping me right now, which we all fucking do, but he's getting paid for it.
That's true, and he should be a little more familiar with all the cast of characters, as you say, being that he does these matches for Access TV on the tape delay basis. So there should be a level of familiarity there. I thought Josh Barnett was familiar enough with even the most recent Zack Sabre storylines. He was familiar with what was going on with Juice Robinson, him beating Goto in a most recent tag match, but getting a pin over the current Never
every
champion.
Knee that Omega did was a V-trigger to JR.
Well, here's the thing: is I want to kind of come to the defense a bit of Jim Ross, because I think Jim Ross brings a level of gravitas, a level of familiarity to fans that are unfamiliar with New Japan. So just having him there, having that voice there is something, okay, people that maybe wouldn't watch a New Japan, maybe flipping through, maybe they see, they happen to click on it or whatever, however they come across it, they hear that familiar voice. Same thing even with the Josh Barnett, being a familiar voice and face to MMA fans who might be curious about a pro wrestling style that is a lot different from a WWE. I think there's a fan base there that can be exploited. So I want to give Jim Ross and Josh Barnett a little bit of the benefit of the doubt in that their approach, I think, is more straight up sports like, and I thought they did a good job with that. And that was one of the things I really liked about the overall presentation of the show, is that it was presented as straight up sport. We're going to take commercial breaks in between matches. No bullshit commercials.
A few jabs, and that was pretty fun.
No bullshit commercials during matches, which I loved. And yeah, just presented even Jim Ross saying, yeah, set your DVRs for extra time because this thing could go long, which it did. It was a very long show, which is another criticism I wanted to bring up. And before I move on from the Jim Ross thing, please, if you're going to go on Twitter and complain about the announcing or whatever, the play-by-play, that's fine. That's your right. But you don't have to fucking tag Josh Barnett and Jim Ross. I noticed Jim Ross responded to or retweeted a guy who was super fucking critical of his work, and Jim Ross said, thanks for watching or whatever. Right. But it was just like, don't be that guy. I mean, go ahead. That's what Twitter is for. Do your complaining, whatever. But you don't have to fucking tag the guy. Right. They're human beings, You don't have to, tag them or whatever in your tweets or whatever. I thought that was just a little low from some fans.
Yeah, their little banter back and forth. It was fun. It felt natural, not so robotic.
Yeah, and I thought they did. Going back to some of the criticisms of the first G1 in USA, the first live one that they did last year, I thought this was much better.
It was, yes.
than last year's. And of course, I would have loved to have Kevin Kelly and Don Callis. Sure, that's the English voices that we're used to hearing on NJPWWorld.com, and those guys have been great. Kevin Kelly's been on point.
See, I almost want to
with
see
the
like
knowledge.
Kevin Kelly and Barnett going at it a little bit.
Sure.
Like,
Or even if Kevin Kelly is a third member on the announce team, just bringing that knowledge of the backgrounds and the storylines, I'd be fine with that too. But let's. I mean, there's an element of realism here too, in that New Japan only has its Access's show. It's when it's on Access, it's their show, it's their cameras, it's their director, it's their announcers.
Yep.
And New Japan, it's one of the things that saves New Japan a little bit of money, that they didn't have to bring in a TV crew and directors and all that.
Right.
They let Access cover the event, which is why you got some botchy stuff from the director or the cameramen. This was a theme throughout the show too. I thought it didn't take away from the show overall, but there were definitely moments where the director missed things that were going on in the ring that should not have been missed. You had the botch early on in the show where they were supposed to go to commercial and they didn't, and you had Josh Barnett making comments about the opening match.
Right, JR, they needed to get out of the fucking ring. They couldn't stand there for that long. Otherwise, it was okay.
So, little moment. Again, that's not Josh Barnett's fault that they kept his mic on when they were supposed to be in fucking commercial or whatever.
he's not really being negative or nothing. He just said they were going on too long.
Well, and I think he was criticizing the New Japan and quote indie style of tag match, where basically everybody's in the ring and they don't enforce that 5 count rule.
Yeah, that was pretty much their theme through the whole show. Is like, I don't care about rules and tag matches.
Well, and I think there's a time and place to care about rules in tag matches, and WWE is one of those places that really stresses that, and they emphasize that they enforce that tag rule. But that has been something that on the indie scene and in New Japan, blame whoever you want, the indies, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever, for allowing it to go on. But I think it's made for a lot more entertaining tag team matches.
Sure.
So that style has differentiated itself tag team wise from what's going on in WWE. The fact that these tag matches tend to fucking go off and go crazy and go everywhere. And at least they do pay attention enough, the wrestlers that is, to at least when it has to be the legal partners, not partners, but the
legal guy.
The legal guys have to be in there pinning each other. It can't just be anybody. It's not tornado rules all the time. So I do appreciate
People
that.
just like the double team moves, triple team moves. That's what you want.
Right.
Especially when you got
And
someone
the
like
big
the
dive
Young
spot.
Bucks and they're going up against someone that's bigger guys. I need to see a bunch of double team moves. As the little guys on the bigger guys.
Right. So aside from those little criticisms, all that, I thought it overall good experience. Looked like a big time show.
Oh, it was so fun.
I liked the announcing. Again, I thought Kevin Kelly and Don Callis would have done better, could have been better, but I thought it was fine. It was fine. And I think
It's nothing I'm going to go bitch about on Twitter.
Right, exactly. Choose your battles is all I'm saying. All right, let's talk about the show itself. We got to start with that main event. I commented on Twitter, speaking of Twitter, I thought it was just an amazing, great match that told a great story. It was all about Matt Jackson and what's going on with Kenny Omega, and that played into what was leading into it with being the elite and everything. I just thought it was a great story.
Yeah, just from just like the little details with like the weight belts and everything, and even Cody had one on and everything, so it's still some unity on their side, matching wardrobe in a sense like that. So just like little details like that, I was really fond of.
Yeah, and that was, speaking of being the elite, that was a part of this week's Being the Elite
was
show.
it? Okay.
where Cody gives the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll, and himself, obviously, all matching weight belts. Cody had it on during his match. Scurll and Page did not, but mostly because you're going to look kind of weird with a weight belt and trunks on. But yeah, I like that Matt had it on the entire. It was like a bullseye. It's like kick me in my name, which was a great story throughout the match. With basically the first move that Matt takes in the match is getting kicked in the back, and then we're off to the races, working the back of Matt Jackson again. But yeah, I just loved the story going on throughout that Kenny was reluctant to fight his friends. Even Nick Jackson was kind of on the reluctant side of things, certainly after the match, when Kenny kind of chased away Cody Rhodes, who attacked the Young Bucks. Well, he came out to confront the Young Bucks, ended up pushing Matt, or not Matt, he ended up pushing Nick Jackson down.
Like Omega did.
Exactly. And then, again, a part of being the Elite this week was Cody apologizing. Oh, I thought it was Cody Rhodes, or I thought it was
Omega.
Kenny Omega. He did the big, quote, apology thing on Twitter as well.
I saw his little letter on there.
So continuing to try to manipulate the Young Bucks, but then the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson saying after the match, after Cody came into the back and apologized on being the Elite, Nick's like, I don't know if we can trust this guy anymore. So continuing with the Bucks now maybe moving away from Cody, maybe moving away from the Bullet Club altogether, but certainly with Nick shaking Omega's hand after the match. Maybe Matt is not too far behind, hopefully there. So interesting stuff going on in the Bullet Club. Yeah, but fucking amazing match. Just that fucking suplex, that double suplex off the top where they almost lost Matt Jackson and
Ibushi saved it.
Yeah, Ibushi saved it. And then earlier in the match, Ibushi, they go for the cross slash thing, and Ibushi fucking flips over the fucking turnbuckle, completely misses the. This was one of the things that Access TV missed on the coverage. They showed Kenny Omega hitting his moonsault, but they didn't show Kota Ibushi completely flipping over the turnbuckle.
I missed that.
Yeah, somebody showed it. It was on Twitter.
Okay,
it was out there. They showed Kota Ibushi botching his part of the moonsault. He misses the moonsault, jumps back on the apron, goes for another moonsault, but Matt isn't there. But then he just kind of does a judo throw on Matt on the floor to like complete the spot or whatever. So even with the couple of little botchy things, I just thought it was a fantastic match in there.
Boom.
Matt using the belt late in the match, taking it off and whipping Kenny with it. Kenny refusing to use the belt on Matt. That was a story in the match. Kenny reluctant to hit the one-winged angel later in the match, and Matt demanding, just hit it on me, damn it.
Just screaming at him.
Yeah. Just fucking... What a great match.
Right.
I saw people going back and forth between, 4 3/4, 5 stars, must-watch match.
It's a must, yeah.
Just watch.
You need a star rating, go fucking watch it.
Even if you don't watch the rest of the show, which, I mean, quite frankly, most of the show was pretty skippable. I mean, if you just wanted to see the stars of New Japan in a cool setting in a show in America, yeah, but there wasn't a lot newsworthy coming out of this show. Let's talk about that U.S. title match, Hangman Page challenging Jay White. This was an okay match, I thought. I thought they were in a tough spot between the Okada match and the Young Bucks main event, but I thought they did well. I thought the crowd was respectful of the match, even though the crowd wasn't as into it. I thought by the end of the match, the crowd was into it, and again, very respectful of these guys.
I feel like the match was better than everyone was making it seem. I think it was just, like you said, the spot of it, because I completely forgot about the match until, they started coming out. I was like, oh, fuck, this is happening too.
Right.
I was hyped like a motherfucker for the match, and, it's another one I would definitely go back and rewatch. Like, it probably should have been on a little bit earlier to split up some of those tag matches.
Or just, again, it was like a 4.5 hour show total. Maybe just lose 2 or 3 of those early tag matches that, I mean, the SoCal Uncensored match was pretty unnecessary, versus Roppongi 3K and Rocky Romero. The Goto match with,
I hate Goto so much.
I'm sorry.
Anything Goto, just scrap that.
But yeah, I thought this was a decent match, but yeah, tough spot. And again, with both of these guys being as young as they are, this could be like the first in a series of matchups between these two guys as they get older.
Especially on this role that fucking Hangman's been on. Like, Christ.
Definitely. Okada and Ishii taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and Suzuki. The headline coming out of this match wasn't necessarily Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr. coming up this Sunday. Sunday at Sakura Genesis. This made me want to see a fucking singles match between Suzuki and Ishii. Those two fucking hauling off on each other. I'm like,
Hell
fuck yeah.
yeah.
I need an Ishii fucking IC title match stat.
Bring it.
So, I mean, we got a lot of Road to shows.
Ishii needs some love, goddammit.
Yes. Give Ishii a title match. Maybe one of these Road to Dontaku shows, maybe at Dontaku. Although it's weird, Suzuki has his hands in so many different pots right now. Right now, he fucking got in Okada's face a couple of shows back. He's been fucking with Naito all over the place.
New Japan's good at moving those chess pieces where if they need to go right, they will. If they need to go left, they will. Like, fuck. I mean, we're salivating over all these fucking potential matchups.
Right. Well, I think the idea was, I mean, they really put the pedal to the metal on the Naito and Suzuki matchup during the not World Tag League, the New Japan Cup. So I think that's the way that they're probably going to go next. Not at Sakura Genesis, it doesn't look like, but we'll get into that card here shortly. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they pick for the next
Suzuki. Implanting steps up to Dominion at this point.
Right. So yeah, interesting stuff there. The Jushin Thunder Liger versus Will Ospreay match, very fun, short match, but good. Ospreay getting the feel-good win, but the story here after, Ospreay gets the win with the Os Cutter, challenges Rey Mysterio Jr. Once Rey Mysterio Jr. Gets healthy, he wants to defend his championship versus him and kind of prove. Will Ospreay's kind of on this proving ground thing. You know, I proved my worth against Jushin Thunder Liger. I want to do it against the legend Rey Mysterio. And then fucking here comes Marty Scurll, attacks him from behind, attacks Ospreay. Rey Mysterio makes the save. So we got some potential matchups here between Marty Scurll and Ospreay. That's going to happen at Sakura Genesis coming up this week. That was kind of a big surprise that we're getting that so soon. So we're going to get that this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got potentials between Scurll and Rey Mysterio. Certainly Ospreay and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio still wants to do the Jushin Thunder Liger match. He talked about that when he came out before this match. So some potential matchups here for Rey Mysterio, and probably going to see something at the Cow Palace show coming up on July the 7th.
San Fran, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other big news coming out of this show is that show was announced. Big arena there, potential. This is all in before all in potentially. But I think the capacity for the Cow Palace is somewhere between 12 and 14,000.
Awesome.
So this would be some big shoes to fill, but certainly having Rey Mysterio on that show, this could be your chance to see Chris Jericho and Naito.
Yeah,
perhaps.
shit, yeah.
We'll see what kind of angles they do coming up over the next few months here, but we got some time definitely to build up to that show, and this will be after Dominion. So Dominion's like the second biggest show of the year, behind Wrestle Kingdom and the G1 Climax. Dominion is the SummerSlam, if you will, of New Japan. So we'll see what comes out, what happens at Dominion. But yeah, that Cow Palace show, I am really curious to see how much they fill that thing up. I know you got it. You said
I got a friend out there I've been meaning to go see, so it's tempting.
And it sounds like you might not be able to make it to All In.
Yeah, I can't do All In, unfortunately. I'm all out.
So yeah, so you might this might be your All In, right? if you get to make it out to San Fran. That'd be really cool if you could get out.
I've been wanting to get the Bob's Donuts out there, are some of the best donuts in the country.
There you go. We had a nice 8-man match going back to Strong Style Evolved. Naito and the LIJ crew, Bushi, Hiromu, and Sonata versus Tanahashi, Taguchi, Kushida, and Dragon Lee. Good fun, crazy action match there. LIJ get the win. Dragon Lee and fucking Hiromu going on the chop battle in this match. And then Naito getting the win with Destino over Taguchi. So again, this was just a high-action, high-octane, awesome 8-man match, but nothing really storyline-wise coming out of this. I don't think we're going to get a Tanahashi-Naito rematch here. That was kind of last year's story.
These multi-man matches, though, were, it's kind of, and dogging on the event earlier, just saying it definitely did feel like an event they just kind of threw together, you know. But It was the right
stars.
move to do, to get the stars out there.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, everybody in all these multi-man matches got their moveset out there and showed off
Right.
what they're about. And it's like seeing the response on Twitter was awesome. So.
Right. And the story here being even though the crowd is very much invested in what the main event was. Not only that, but they're there to see Naito. They're there to see Tanahashi and Okada. So they had to get a lot of these stars on the show. Cody and Marty Scurll versus the Guerrillas of Destiny. Bullet Club versus Bullet Club.
Yep.
Cody said, we don't have to do the match. Guerrillas of Destiny said, we're definitely not on Team Cody here. So interesting that the Tongans kind of taken a side here, which kind of will play into what's going on Sakura Genesis.
Team Tongan.
Of course here. But Cody and Scurll getting the win here. Cody getting the Crossroads over Tonga Loa in the match there. So Cody getting a little bit of momentum there. But I'm okay with Cody winning the undercard tag matches and the undercard singles match here and there. But when it comes to the big matches, when it comes to the him versus Kota Ibushi, I'm glad he loses. I'm hoping that he loses versus Kenny at Supercard of Honor. So and they've been booking him right. He's been losing the big matches as a good heel should, but getting the little momentum builder matches in between to keep the credibility. So I like that they've been booking him that way. Killer Elite Squad defeated Toru Yano and Chucky T. This was one I'm glad they did because, again, Killer Elite Squad continuing to build the momentum.
I loved the guy in the crowd with the red jacket cowering over the water being sprayed all over him.
And Jim Ross on the commentary, too, talking about, can anybody keep a bottle of water in their mouth? Because, Lance Archer comes out and spits bottles and bottles of water everywhere. Toru Yano does that, not for his entrance, but he gets in the ring and spits water, promotes his DVDs.
Yep.
How about the crowd just being super into Toru Yano here, and Chucky T for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
But I just loved how that played into the heat of the match. The crowd getting into Toru's goofy-ass spots, going into the rope, and everybody chanting, break, 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 and then Archer kicking him in the gut, boo.
Yep.
So just them playing off of all of that, I thought was
that was a fun crowd.
a lot of fun. Juice and Finlay defeated Goto and Gato. Finlay got the win with the fucking stunner in the match over Gato, but that was just to play into him challenging for the U.S. title. Give a little momentum to David Finlay. He got a win early in the show, and so he can challenge
Lethal. White.
Jay White for the U.S. title. That's going to be at the April 24th Road to Dontaku show on at Korakuen Hall. As I mentioned earlier, we got 4 shows from Korakuen Hall coming up on these Road to Dontaku shows. So it'll be interesting to see if they mix in maybe a never title defense in there, maybe a Suzuki match in there somewhere perhaps, but probably not.
Is there a timetable on Evil yet?
Evil's going to be back for this Sunday, according to
awesome.
According to this to the match lineup here. So we'll get into that right now. We didn't really talk about the opening match, SoCal Uncensored versus Roppongi 3K and Rocky Romero. Yeah, good opener, good action. Again, you could have shaved 2 or 3 matches off of this show, and it would have been just as good. But the thing is I was entertained by it. It was a long ass show, but at no point was I like, oh my god, this is a long fucking show.
Right? It was fucking pumped the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Raw where we're 15 minutes into the 3rd hour. I'm like, what are we doing here? How long?
Another commercial break.
Right. So I thought overall I enjoyed the show. So no fatigue level there. All right, give me a second to sip this thing, and then we'll talk about this Sakura Genesis show. Yep,
that's some water right there. Man, we haven't had beer in a while on the show.
Expert analysis. Yeah, we need to get that back into play. That would be very nice.
We'll do it for Joe's return.
There you go. Joe, that's Joe's penalty for missing this week. He'll have to bring the beer next week. So we'll look forward to that. Okay, so Sakura Genesis this Sunday. Opening match, Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, technically, I guess, kind of part of Team Tongan. Certainly, Chase Owens is on. Says he's the
Honorary Tongan.
Honorary Tongan, working on that Tongan death grip. They are taking on the Young Bucks.
Oh.
So Bullet Club versus Bullet Club here, and interesting with the Young Bucks getting into the scuffle with Cody Rhodes after the match. How does this play into Team Tongan here? Being that they're definitely not on Team Cody, but they haven't exactly said that they're on Team Kenny, even though Chase Owens and those guys were teaming up with Kota Ibushi on the last tour. So we'll see what comes out of that one. Yano and Ishii take on Tai Chi and Iizuka. There's a interesting little matchup there. Then the never openweight 6-man titles are going to be defended. Tongaloa Tamatonga, Bad Luck Fale defending against Taguchi, Elgin, and Togi Makabe. A version of this team lost to a version of the 6-man team at the finals for the New Japan Cup, and then after they lost, they challenged for the 6-man championships, and they're going to get a match with the losing record going in. So I expect Bullet Club guys to retain.
Let's go Bullet Club
there. David Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Hiroshi Tanahashi take on Yoshihashi, Jay White, and Hirooki Goto. So this is a preview 6-man for David Finlay versus Jay White and Juice Robinson, who already defeated Goto in a previous tag match, got the pinfall on him. He's hoping to face Goto for that Never Championship sometime in the near future as well. Then we got another 6-man match. As I mentioned, this will be the return of Evil, teaming with Sonata, his tag partner, and Tetsuya Naito in a 6-man versus Archer and Smith, the Killer Elite Squad, teaming up with the leader of Suzuki Gun, Minoru Suzuki. So again, Killer Elite Squad have been on the chase for the tag titles here, wanting to get a tag match. So a chance for them to get their hands on the current tag champions, as well as Suzuki and Naito continuing their storyline feud here. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the victory, who gets the pinfall in this match, because that'll have storyline implications going forward. Then we got the junior heavyweight tag title match. This is the 3-way rematch. So Sho and Yo, Roppongi 3K, challenging the champions El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, as well as the other challengers Hiromu and Bushi from Los Ingobernables. So again, the big rematch after Sho and Yo lost the titles after the Bushi missed and Kanemaru whiskey shenanigans at the last big show. So that is the rematch there. Then
match.
Will Ospreay defends the championship, the junior heavyweight championship, versus Marty Scurll. So we're getting quick turnaround on that one. But again, is the Scurll constantly having Will Ospreay's number going to come into play? It was Ospreay who pinned Scurll at the Tokyo Dome, but that was in a 4-way match. The story here, can Will Ospreay retain in a one-on-one situation versus Marty Scurll? And it'll be interesting too, because Scurll's got that championship match versus Dalton Castle at Supercard of Honor WrestleMania weekend. So can he gain some extra gold going into that match at Supercard of Honor? Then we got a really interesting match here. The Golden Lovers, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega versus Cody and Hangman Page. So just a week after beating the Young Bucks at Strong Style Evolved, it doesn't get any. Well, it'll get a little bit easier with Cody in the match, but it'll be it's a big time storyline matchup here with what's going on and being
Hangman's
the elite.
Cody loyal,
and Hangman being loyal to Cody, and a bit of a preview for what's to come WrestleMania weekend with Cody versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1 at Supercard of Honor. Then the main event, of course, Okada defending the championship versus Zack Sabre Jr. The big push that they've been giving to Zack Sabre, getting all those huge wins over the big stars in the New Japan Cup. Does he take the title here, or does Okada continue his historic reign on his way to beating Tanahashi's title defense record? I believe he's already the longest reigning champion, but I think the story there is that Tanahashi has a few more title defenses
God, Sabre was betting the fuck out of Ishii, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I'm just like picturing it in my head right now. It's like, God damn.
And getting that orienteering with Napalm Death in there too. We had and that was a nice preview too for these two. It was interesting seeing how Okada was kind of challenging and countering Zack Sabre's attacks, but Zack Sabre kind of getting a little bit of Okada's number in that match as well. So
big ground games be fun.
Yeah. Again, this feels like such quick turnaround. Usually, it feels like when someone's going to challenge the champion, it feels like we get 2 or 3 sets of tag matches to kind of build something up. But we had the one tag at Strong Style Evolved, and we're going to get the match next weekend, or this weekend already. So
it's WrestleMania season.
Things are chugging along. It's a lot of cool stuff going on, New Japan wise. All right, let's change it up and talk some Ring of Honor TV this week. We got Super Card of Honor right around the corner as well.
We do.
So not this coming weekend, but WrestleMania weekend. So
Saturday.
Not too far off. So
they made it tough that Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah. We got the NXT and Ring of Honor that Saturday. I haven't really looked to see what else is going on as far as indie shows, and like Evolve is doing stuff that weekend. We got the Lucha Underground and Impact combo show.
That's on Friday.
That's a Friday show, so the same night
thankfully
as the Hall of Fame.
I think they're going to be running shows all weekend. They said so.
Sure.
But
yeah,
you got to. It's
yeah. I mean, you got
those eyes.
Yeah, your Evolve is going to have your Matt Riddle stuff and Keith Lee stuff. So that'll be worth checking out. But I mean, fun stuff too, like the second Joey Janela Spring Break Midnight show. You got your Kaiju Big Battle in there too.
Yeah.
So lots of cool stuff to check. I'm gonna have to look into it too, because last year it was kind of nice because they had the Flow Slam thing. You could just sign up for that for a month of that, and you pretty much got all the extra indie stuff. Your Evolve, your WWN stuff. Big Battle was on there.
Not the case
Joey
anymore.
Janela. So, but there is the WWN network, which will have the Evolve and WWN stuff. But I wonder if the Janela stuff will be on there, or if that's going to be a Twitch thing. Which
it seems like Twitch is a lot of these going now.
Yeah, which is nice because it's if you're watching live, you can catch it for
free live.
So that's really cool.
I guess if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get 1 free subscription a month. I don't know if it's a continuous subscription. I'm only on my first month yet, but I put it towards the Russell Circus, so I watched their big event this weekend. Awesome fucking show too.
Nice.
Very, very fun, but it's definitely at bar wrestling, hoot and holler, have a good time. What's indie scene that's popular right now, so it's a good show. But I would definitely like to put it towards AAW and these other promotions that are going on Twitch right now. But
yeah, I forgot AAW is doing stuff on Twitch now too.
You can follow them. That's how you watch them live for free. But then you have to actually subscribe monthly as well. So I'll have to do a follow up, or if someone can inform us out there on the interwebs. I don't know if the next month I'm gonna have to choose Russell Circus again, or if I just have the one, and next month I'll just be like, add AAW to that list. That'd be really cool.
So yeah, Twitch will be the big thing WrestleMania weekend. Honor Club for the Ring of Honor, and I believe all levels of Honor Club can see Super Card of Honor. You don't have to be
all levels.
You don't have to be the VIP if you're just the $9.99 subscriber. You get Super Card of Honor because it's not technically a pay-per-view. It's an Honor Club show.
If you're curious about Ring of Honor, do it up. It's the month to do it.
Well, yeah. With this show coming, this Super Card of Honor, that's going to be
$10. If you like what you see, get VIP.
Big time show. This week, Ring of Honor TV, big main event was Scorpio Sky versus Flip Gordon. Just cool that Scorpio Sky, a longtime veteran of the indie scene, finally getting in here in Ring of Honor, getting a nice little push with SoCal Uncensored. Flip Gordon getting a nice push here. He gets the win with a roll-up after some skullduggery in the match.
Skullduggery.
But yeah, with SoCal Uncensored guys coming out, causing the distraction. He gets the win. But then the story here after SoCal Uncensored attacks Flip Gordon, and then who comes to the rescue but the Young Bucks?
Yeah.
Bully Ray makes the 6-man match for the titles at Supercard of
It's
Honor.
a conspiracy.
It's a big-time conspiracy. There's a lot to talk about conspiracy-wise here. But yeah, Bully Ray makes the six-man match and a ladder match at Supercard of Honor, adding it's such an interesting wrinkle here with Flip Gordon not being part of the Bullet Club. Where does this all fit in with what's going on in the Bullet Club? Are the Young Bucks going to leave the Bullet Club? We got the Young Bucks taking on 2 Bullet Club members in Japan this weekend. What is going on with the Young Bucks? I thought it was interesting too, going back to Strong Style Evolved. The Young Bucks gear said, YB for life. So not even representing Bullet Club necessarily at Strong Style Evolved. So what's going on with the Young Bucks? And this plays right into it with them teaming with a Flip Gordon. And just adding to the story, the fans want Flip Gordon at All In Chicago, and he's not booked yet because Cody doesn't want him, and so do the Young Bucks. What if the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon win the 6-man titles? And then you got the other story. Well, there's all kinds of angles to this, but of course the SoCal Uncensored side of things, and how the fact that the Young Bucks and the Addiction part, Kazarian and Daniels, they've been putting on these fucking insane tag matches for a year and a half now, ever since they've been in Ring of Honor together. It's like Daniels has this obsession with putting himself, because he's in the office, putting himself in these matches with the Young Bucks, but they've been fucking delivering.
Well, we thought he was going to retire last year in that one.
Right. After their ladder war, where he had that insane match, that was basically his babyface turn, to where he won the title, and then the crowd turned against him because he was going against up against the Bullet Club, basically turned him back heel, and now the storyline is that SoCal Uncensored's contracts are up at the end of the year, so their plan is to go on this crazy tear in Ring of Honor, and we'll see what happens, basically. So that's a story going on. And then the other part of this story is the Kingdom, who've been claiming a conspiracy for so long. That's been their gimmick, claiming things are a conspiracy, even though they were getting chances. Well, be careful what you wish for, because now the conspiracy has come true. Bully Ray comes out at the beginning of the show and says, you know what, fuck you guys. You don't get a title match at Supercard of Honor. Not only do you not get a match, but you're banned. You're not allowed
He also insulted them, said nobody likes them.
Right, and actually I'm starting to like them a little bit. So what's with Bully Ray turning heel on me?
Fucking bully, man.
So the conspiracy is real. You got the Kingdom threatening to show up, so what part do they play? Are they now what SoCal Uncensored was before they became SoCal Uncensored, when the Addiction, their mantra was just to ruin all fun? Maybe that's what the Kingdom are going to be doing now, being that they're barred from Supercard of Honor. So yeah, the conspiracy is real, and that's a big story going on with all of this.
I like that Vinny Marseglia is encouraging the fans to come with axes and balloons.
Yeah, that could get ugly real fast. Other stuff from Ring of Honor TV. Quarterfinal match for the Women of Honor tournament, Kelly Klein versus Mandy Leon. This was okay. I have not been a big Mandy Leon fan. Nice to look at, but not much to watch as far as her wrestling goes. But I thought she tried hard here.
She looked like she learned a little bit over in Japan.
Absolutely. Anytime you go to Japan, that's gonna help. I thought Kelly Klein looked pretty good. Again, nothing blow away here, but an improvement over what I've seen in the past here. Kelly Klein gets the win after some more shenanigans in this match. The story here is Kelly Klein's never been tapped out or never been submitted or pinned, and then in this match she's tapping out to Mandy Leon, but the referee is out of position. Where the fuck was Bully Ray on this one?
Right?
Where's the enforcer enforcing the shenanigans here?
Conspiracy.
Referee misses the tap out. Mandy Leon lets the hold go. She starts celebrating. Kelly Klein wraps up Mandy in her own submission. Kelly Klein wraps up Mandy in a submission and makes her pass out. She never taps out. She passes out. The referee stops the match. So a good story there.
Adds a new angle to the tournament here.
Absolutely, because this way, if Kelly Klein doesn't win the tournament, you've got a nice little sidebar story here with these two. Or
I never quit.
Or even if she does go all the way and win the title, you've got a story between these two that you can come back to. But I think I would prefer someone else winning the tournament, be it Tennille Dashwood, Deonna Purrazzo, Sumi Sakai.
As much as I want Tennille to win it, I don't want her to win it just because it's bring in the WWE
Sure.
person. So it's just like, have faith in one of the ladies you're trying to bring up.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have.
'Cause she's going to be a future champ. So.
Right, and she's already over. She's already got the pedigree. Maybe the champion should be someone who kind of needs that little bit of credibility.
Just looking at her, it's just you could tell WWE's a whole different ground just looking at Tenille. Like, it's
Absolutely.
Just she's polished.
Yep, exactly. And it's nice that she brings that level of athleticism, of wrestling, whatever you want to call it, bringing that to Ring of Honor. They really needed that in this division. So,
and those
and
pick
again,
up more and more.
And then bringing in the Japanese women that we were talking about last week is going to help as well. We'll see what level. I mean, are they going to keep them around, keep doing more stuff with them, or was it just kind of a one-time thing for the tournament? So, I think that's an important question going forward. We had Hangman Page and Marty Scurll versus The Boys in a tag match on TV this week. This was just kind of a fun middle of the show match.
Coming out in a suit.
Yeah, Scurll. He had the eye patch on from. This was the first post pay-per-view set of TV tapings. Yep. So finally, the pay-per-view was 3 weeks ago, and so we're finally getting up-to-date TV shows that were taped after the pay-per-view. And so, of course, Scurll is coming out with the eye patch because his eye got busted up at the pay-per-view the night before. So he does basically nothing in the match. He's wearing a suit and an eye patch. But that was cool because this was a spot to get Hangman Page over, which worked really well. He won with the buckshot lariat. I love that name for that clothesline.
I like that move.
Yeah, that flipping clothesline that he does. Again, Hangman Page is an up-and-coming rising star. Yep. Him and Flip Gordon right now, I think, are their two main young stars that they're getting behind, and I like that they're getting behind.
They're stepping up to the plate too.
We did have a spot where Silas Young and Kenny King were brawling in the back, and then brawled. Did they brawl all the way out onto the?
I believe they brawled out to the ring.
Yeah, into the arena, and then got broke up by everybody else. So Kenny King challenges Silas Young to a last man standing match. I'm guessing that this is going to be a TV match because nothing's been announced for Super Card of Honor. And we also have the question: what the hell happened to Austin Aries? He showed up 3 weeks ago at the pay-per-view, challenged Kenny King to a TV title match, basically because he's the belt collector and he needs to collect another belt. He's never had the Ring of Honor TV Championship before, but we haven't heard anything else since. Now, of course, we got more TV tapings coming up, so I don't and I didn't look at spoilers, so certainly it's possible he could show up and do some challenging along the way on these.
It's smart to keep these two separate, let them go. Last man standing match is brilliant for these two. I'm fucking looking forward to it.
Yeah, especially after that last one. And the story here is that the last man standing match is the Silas Young match. Yep. That last one he had with fucking Jay Lethal was great. He won that one, giving him a lot of momentum into this TV title run or whatever. It's really this ups the ante for me for this feud, makes it a little more interesting.
It's a good topper on this feud to continue on afterwards.
Yeah,
now.
And even if they save this, obviously I don't think they're going to do it on Super Card of Honor. We got 6 matches for that show already with just 5 matches. So they could potentially add a TV title match to that card. But again, it's just coming up in a couple of weeks here. So we'll see what they do on Ring of Honor TV next week. But I'd be okay with them saving it for another Honor Club show. We got a couple of
15th coming up, I think.
April 15th. There's the one in the Masters of the Craft, and actually I didn't put it on our whiteboard, but the night before on the 14th they're going to be in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I imagine both of those will be on Honor Club, and they could do this show on one of those. So I like that approach as well, making the Honor Club shows feel more relevant by putting title matches on that you promote on TV. Yep. So I think that would be a smart way to go. But I'd be okay with them giving it away on free TV too. But let's have Ring of Honor.
If they put it on Honor Club, I was kind of bummed about that this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The TV episode was not on. Yeah. I don't know what time later in the day, Tuesday, it came on, but come on, man, I'm paying for this. I'd rather it skipping than not have it.
Yeah, I saw you tweet about that, and I went right to my honor club, and it wasn't there for me either. Did it eventually show up? I didn't check today.
Yeah, I just checked before we started the podcast, and it's there. But I ended up watching on the Fight app. But it's like, God, man, I paid you my money.
Yep.
This is my first major criticism on them. So.
Yeah, I've been continuing to watch on the Fight TV app just because I can Chromecast it to my TV on there. And yeah, it's weird that I can Chromecast some stuff on Honor Club, but not other stuff. And again, I haven't delved into a lot of the back stuff yet to see what my experience is with that yet. I should probably do that at some point, but I haven't done that just yet. So, real quickly, let's run over what they got for Supercard. We will save our predictions or whatever for next week, but we've talked about a lot of it so far. Kenny Omega versus Cody, the big main event. Skrull versus Dalton Castle for the title. The Briscoes versus Jay Lethal and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Right.
That was announced this week on TV. That's for the tag team championships. That should be a lot of fun. Anytime you got fucking Tanahashi in there. And if Tanahashi and Jay Lethal end up coming to a head and maybe Jay Lethal turns heel or something, they've been kind of hinting at that over the last few months, and this results in a Jay Lethal versus Hiroshi Tanahashi match at some point, I'd be okay with that. Certainly. Flip Gordon and the Young Bucks teaming up versus SoCal Uncensored in a ladder match for the 6-man titles.
Conspiracy.
Punishment Martinez versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And finally,
I think that's the first time I said, oh, yeah, to a Punishment Martinez match.
Right? Yeah, that'll be good. And then finally, Hangman Page versus Kota Ibushi. That'll be
Right. Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
Good
cool,
card.
too. So yeah, get on your Honor Club. Again, you can get that one for $9.99. So you don't have to have the full membership, the full VIP membership to check that one out. But again, if you're interested in these Ring of Honor pay-per-views, that $120 sounds like a lot of money up front. But at the end of the day, you're getting a tremendous value, getting all of
the end of the year,
getting all of the pay-per-views for that price. So good deal there. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. Woo. Let's talk this. Let's get Kojima's tweet out there.
Now it's time for the Satoshi Kojima Tweet of the Week.
Bread fans can follow Kojima on Twitter at cozy_lariat. Good morning. It is fine weather in Japan. A line reached from, quote, Juice some time ago. He is an important friend to me. It always worries me. Thank you. So something lost in translation there, but good friends with Juice, or he just wanted some juice, maybe? I don't know. Quote Juice. So, yeah.
Juice.
Again, fun stuff. Make sure you check out our other show, The Best Pro Wrestling Podcast, bestprowrestlingpodcast.com. We talk all things WWE over there. Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania right around the corner, as well as NXT 205 Live. And this week, we're probably going to talk a little Impact on there as well. And maybe a little Wrestle Circus. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what they're doing too, Taco. So look for that over at Best Pro Wrestling Podcast. Follow this show on Twitter at Strong Honor. Follow me at Tommy Stryker, spell Stryker with a Y. Facebook.com/Strong Honor Podcast. And Taco, where can people find you?
Ooh, follow me on Twitter at HGREV Taco. And you can follow Joe at Joe BPWP. I'm not going to go through his bit.
Joe Best Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just think that. That's going to do it. Thanks. Bye.
Peace.
Get out of the fucking ring.
Hasta jueves. Adios.
Get out of the fucking ring.